Welcome back to Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Amy Hawk Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the South Greene Lady Rebels softball team. As always, we're joined here this week with head coach Amy Hawk and another special cast of Lady Rebels players. Coach, glad you can join us this week.
I'm getting paid to.
Yeah, it's no longer the Amy Hawkless show now. We've got Amy Hawk here on with us.
Well, when you start paying, you'll get Amy Hawk.
That's right. So you just had to hold out and get the right amount.
Yeah, that's right. NIL deal.
Yes. Who's your collective? Mountain Dew?
I wish.
They should sponsor
Snow
she
cones.
drinks.
There you go. Snow Biz.
No, not snow
No.
biz.
Oh, just snow cones?
We've got our homemade snow cone that's going out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, go ahead and introduce yourselves again.
I'm Leanna Holt.
Jessica Lane.
Coach, let's jump right into it. Something that we've talked about throughout the year, or I've talked about with the girls all year. Leading up to it, one question that I've asked each week is how happy they were with their conference record. Up to so-and-so point in the season, it was 4-0, then it was 7-0, and now up to this point, you finally finished with the regular season. You had that perfect 10-0 record. How satisfied were you finishing the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record in conference?
It's always nice when you can win all your conference games. I feel like, our conference could go either way lots of times, depending on how well a team is hitting the ball that night. And we seemed to step up when we were playing the conference games.
For you all, I know you were on one earlier and we asked about the conference record. You're finally up to that point at 10-0 like we talked about. The goal was in sight. So now that you did finish 10-0, how satisfied were you with it?
Pretty satisfied. It definitely felt good.
And then moving over to you, how satisfied were you to finish with a 10-0 record throughout the season?
It's really great. We won against everybody. It's great.
We'll talk about the district tournament later on. I know that's what your focus is at the moment, but let's talk about how you did get to 10-0. We've got Johnson County and Hampton to talk about. You had a 16-0 win traveling up to Johnson County, and then a 12-2 win at Hampton in that makeup game. Talk about both of those games and what went well for you on the diamond.
Again, we hit the ball against Johnson County. It was pretty consistent throughout. I know at Hampton we didn't hit the ball as well, but we had one big inning that we were able to put up, I think 7 or 8 runs in one inning. I believe it was 7. But and then the defense was pretty solid. Hampton, they didn't have very many hits at all that game. So Courtney was hitting her spots that day, and we made plays on defense. I only remember about 3 balls that even went into the outfield that day. So Hampton did not hit the ball that day, and again we were pretty consistent on defense.
It's something that I asked them, I think, last week when we were previewing the Johnson County game. They've kind of been the thorn in your side the last few years, and it's always tough to travel up there and play Johnson County, and you were able to beat them 16-0. How satisfied were you to get a run rule victory over them whenever you've got to travel all the way up there to play them?
That was a big win. I did not expect that. We played pretty well against them last year in the season, and then they beat us in the district tournament finals last year. They played really well. They graduated a couple of pitchers. They graduated their number 1 pitcher, so they've struggled a little bit there. But I still expected them to hit the ball, and they just did not do that when we went up there. And it is a long trip. It's a beautiful drive, and sometimes you think you might, be sluggish or whatever. But I mean, we performed well that night.
Were you one of the ones that said you enjoyed the drive up there?
Yeah, but then I also talked about how everything seems to go wrong on the drive up there.
It went right this time.
It went right this time.
16-0 win.
That was true.
Nothing went wrong. We made it up there a smooth ride.
So what went into everything? How did everything go right this time?
Well, wait, did we leave late? I think
we left late.
Okay, so from the beginning it started off.
The bus didn't try to break.
There we go.
Oh,
That's
last
good.
year, yeah. We had to stop and put water in it.
Yeah.
The bus kept overheating.
They told me last week that every time you go to Johnson County, things just seem to go haywire.
Yes.
I just remember that. I don't remember anything else, but I do remember because Jeremy and I, Jeremy drives our bus, we're talking about it on the way up there. And he said after that trip, he maybe took one more, and then that bus got retired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got rid of that bus. And
We just didn't make it.
I don't know what happened the year before.
Well, I know we keep on spilling drinks on that drive. Like, Katie spilled that cheer wine all down the white pinstripes.
Oh, yeah.
We've done that a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, something always gets spilt on that drive.
Yeah.
Didn't this time, but
Yeah. I think so.
You could probably say this was your best trip up to Johnson County.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
think so.
So
yeah.
everything went right. You get the 16-0 win. How happy were you being able to leave with such a big win over such a big rival?
Very. I also was happy to get home early. Because it
That's
wasn't
good.
no
That's another
10:30
thing,
at
too.
night.
That was great.
Home.
Getting home, well, leaving before dark was great.
Okay.
It was dark by the time we got home, but that leaving before dark
Yeah.
was
It's probably the
fantastic.
first time we've
Yeah.
done that.
Was that an
For
MO
4
in that
years.
game? Kind of get the game over with early, that way you could leave and get home before sundown?
Well, it was nice. But I don't think we thought we would run rule them.
Yeah.
So,
At least not that early. No.
Yeah.
Because
Not
I was
in 3.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We only played 3 innings.
That's special.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were.
That's never the idea to run it up on a team, but whenever you're hitting the ball as well as you did against Johnson County, to get such a big win over such a big rival on the road, that's always special. I know that's one that you all always take with you also going down the road. And then the Hampton game that gave you that 10-0 conference record. How good was it? I know it had to be made up too, so you had to reschedule it. You finally get to play it, and you finish undefeated within district competition this year. How good was it to finally just get that last win to get that perfect record?
Yeah. I think we would have still finished in first if we would have lost, but we didn't go into the game thinking that didn't matter. Everybody went into the game wanting to win that, so to be able to finish undefeated was special.
Agreed.
Agreed. Flipping it over to you all, I know I've asked you already about your individual performances this year
Yeah.
last week. I'll ask you also, throughout the season so far, we're kind of here at the end of it now. You're going into the postseason now and the regular season's over with. How happy have you been this year with your individual performances at the plate and in the field?
Pretty good.
She had a big hit. Was that against Johnson County, or it was Johnson County, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a big hit, scored 2 runs against Johnson County. Leanna's been hurt this year, just now coming back. We didn't even know, if she would get to come back. And both these girls are leaders in their own ways. Leanna's always been the spark in the dugout and tries to keep the energy going. They'll both tell you, when we don't have energy, we don't play very well.
Mm-hmm.
And she's done a really good job about keeping those things going. And we like to aggravate Jessica. She's like my right hand man, so to speak. Sometimes she keeps us in line and keeps everything going when we need it to. And then she's got a couple, hits here recently, and the one against Johnson County, like I said, was pretty big.
You talk about energy also. There's one thing that always keeps the energy up, and that's the chants and the cheers. We already talked about it.
We did.
I want to get your opinion. So far, this is the 5th interview so far. We're 4 for 4 with a certain chant, but what is your favorite chant that they present in the dugout?
You know exactly what everyone was saying.
Is it the foul ball on the barking one? Is that what everybody says?
Way to foul it off, big dog.
Yeah.
That's your
Big
No,
favorite.
not
Oh,
quite.
my
But we're not
favorite
big
one's
dog.
huddle, huddle. Pitcher needs a cuddle.
Oh, I
That's
like
a
that
good
one.
That's a
That
good
one's the
one.
one. That one's actually my favorite because they actually hugged. Her and Courtney went out there and hugged.
But I know
Talk
what they're
about
going to
that.
say. We don't want your dirty balls.
Oh,
That one's been the one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew it.
I
knew
forgot
it.
about
Yeah,
that one,
they love that
actually.
one.
That one's been the one.
Yeah,
4 weeks in a
Whitney's
row, that one's
screaming
been the
it.
one.
That one. Whitney,
It definitely-
Whitney loves that
yeah.
one.
She
She
has a
starts
lot of
that
fun.
one.
We always let her start that one.
It's her favorite.
Like, Whitney, it's your
Whitney's
favorite.
It's got a good
When-
ring to it.
When
Yeah.
did we come up with that one? Was it last year? Or was it the year before?
Last year.
I do.
It was.
Now that they've mentioned it, I do hear a lot of other teams using it. So
Yeah.
they
They
started
copy
a
us.
trend.
Well, there's a team that always repeats our cheers.
Oh, is there a certain one?
Yeah, and they did it in basketball too, I noticed, and now
Okay.
they do it in softball. But,
Okay.
that's okay.
This show's full of honesty.
Well, we copied the huddle.
We did.
Pitcher needs a cuddle. I'm like, I love that. That's my new favorite one now.
Did the hug work when you walked out there
Yes.
with Courtney? Did it
I
work?
think it
Yeah,
did
that
once.
one-
I
that
think
hug
it did
did.
once. Yeah.
You denied
it
her
did
hug the
once.
second
And then we
time.
said it, and then they turned around and started hugging. And I was like, well, y'all just took the fun out of it there.
Yeah.
But going into the district tournament now, you're 10-0. You have that perfect conference record. Obviously, job's not done yet. Now you want to win the district tournament after how last year's finished. You've got that coming up with your first game on Tuesday. Before we get into that, though, as always, we need to get a break in. We might be Green Sports Zone now, but we always got to thank our sponsors for everything they do for us. So we'll be right back in just a minute to talk about that district tournament here on Green Sports Zone.
Greene County, when the game's on the line, you need a team you can trust. Just like your favorite players on the field, Bailey Heating, Air, and Electrical has been showing up for over 30 years, delivering top-notch service to our hometown. We're just not your local experts, we're your neighbors, committed to keeping your home comfortable all year long. Call now at 423-636-8409 to become a member with us and get a heating inspection before winter comes.
Life's better with Bailey.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Welcome back to Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint Body Shop Amy Hawk Show, where we cover everything on the field with the South Greene Lady Rebels softball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Rebels head coach Amy Hawk and two special senior athletes. You've got the district tournament coming up now. I'm sorry, were you both seniors?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm make sure I'm correct on that. I just spit that out without thinking.
I wanted all of them to come, but for some reason Madison Hensley didn't show up, and Rachel Johnston had something at her church.
Madison's been, I think, the only one that's not been on an interview yet, had she?
I don't even know.
Rachel did it with me, so I know she's
So
done
I
it.
think
Madison's trying to avoid it, is she? Oh.
Madison probably has the record for most sit-down interviews by a player, so she might just want to just take time off now from it. She's probably done enough in her 3 years. She's just done with it.
We've got to get her on here. No.
Well, you set that up next week, and we'll get her on there, and she'll
Okay.
extend that record out a little bit.
All right.
But you've got the District 1 2A tournament coming up now. Talk to us about everything, location, format, times, dates, and everything. I know I'll go ahead and just say that you've got either Johnson County or West Greene. Don't know yet. You'll know after Monday's action who you'll play then. But tell me about the district tournament this year and how excited you are for it.
Well, our district goes by higher seed,
Okay.
and we are the higher seed, so we'll get to play at home on Tuesday. That game will be at 5:30.
Okay.
If we win, then we'll play the winner of Chunky Dope got a bye. They're the 2 seed. They'll play the winner of Hampton and Happy Valley. And if we win, we'll play the winner of the game on Thursday at 5:30. And we kept Friday as a makeup day or whatever. But if we lose that first game, we're out. But the top 2 in the district then move on to the region. And, we're just focusing on the district right now.
Single elimination, correct?
Yes, single elimination. So you've got to get by Tuesday and get to Thursday to move on to the region.
So with single elimination, too, it makes it a lot more it's more of a do or die scenario because you look at baseball tournaments. I think every baseball tournament that we cover is all double elimination, win 2 before you lose 2. For you, you go into that first round district matchup and it's a win or go home matchup. So is that kind of nerve wracking going into the district tournament, knowing that if you lose one, it's okay. If you lose one now, season's over?
Yeah, it's always nerve wracking and a little anxious, but this district, we've always done that since we've been in it. When we were in the other district with Granger and Greenville and Claiborne and all that before, we always did double elimination. But this district, we like to do single elimination. I'm not sure why we picked that. I personally like it better, but it does have its disadvantages, but I think it has its advantages too. But definitely got that first game is nerve-wracking.
It's less games too, being single elimination.
Well, that's kind of why I've gone for it. I mean, if you have a lot of pitchers, maybe you're for that double elimination, but and you mainly have one pitcher that you use every game, then the single elimination I think is in your favor.
It's less confusing also. It's just your traditional bracket. You don't have to worry about the loser's bracket, everything like that. Flipping it over to you two now. You've got the district tournament coming up now. As seniors, it'll be the last one you're a part of. Fortunately, you get to start it here at home also. How excited are you for the district tournament now that it's upon us?
Definitely excited. Nerve-wracking for sure with it being, the single elimination. I do like that we get to host. It always is better when you have home field advantage.
Yeah.
Really excited that we get to host it. You took everything good.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
Do you host the whole thing, or is it just the first game? Once you make it to the
I
championship
knew you
games.
were going to ask me this.
See, I have to
She's
know.
like,
I have to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Well, usually it's so if we win the district, their two will come to us.
Okay.
If we lose, then we would go to them.
Okay. So whoever the
And-
higher seed is in the championship will host.
Well, it flip-flops the district. So if we're both ones, and last year they had to go to Johnson County, Alcoa did. So this year, then whoever wins will have to go there.
Okay.
Didn't
If-
we
if
go
the
to
two
Alcoa
ones
last
meet.
year?
That was because we were number 2. and they were
Oh,
number
okay,
1.
okay, okay.
For the district tournament, though, this week, who would host the championship game?
We will, because
Okay.
we're the higher seed.
That's what I assumed. I don't know if I missed that in the original answer, but you got the district tournament now. I know you're super excited for that
Yeah.
coming up next week. You got a little bit of time from now until then. You don't play until Tuesday. So whenever you have that long of a layoff between the end of the regular season and the beginning of the tournament, what do you kind of do to keep them warm and keep them fresh?
We mainly just do a lot of hitting.
Okay.
We feel like that's pretty important, and we trust our defense, but you have to put runs on the board. So that's always been my focus. We just kind of try to keep our hitting sharp.
Last question, always the favorite question. I know you've already answered it. You answered it last year. I don't know if you remember your answer. If you want to use the same answer, first thing I'll ask, do you know what Coach Hawk's favorite soda is?
Yes.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, making sure you knew. I ask every player what their favorite soda is at the end of the year. We like to make a pie chart, figure out the overwhelming favorite of the team's favorite soda. What is your favorite soda or favorite sodas?
Sprite or Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
I was cutting my caffeine intake at one point, so it was Sprite.
Okay, so Sprite was the overwhelming decision there. Coach, I want to ask the last question and I'll let you go. If I brought you every Mountain Dew flavor, would you sit down and have a taste test review?
I've tasted Code Red. I've tasted the blue. I've tasted the purple. I tasted
The
what they
orange?
had in Europe.
Oh, was it any different?
It was disgusting.
Okay. Did you have any American Mountain Dews?
Okay,
over
we
with you?
didn't find any until we got to London. And they don't like sugar in Europe like we do.
Okay,
We
so
like our sugar, so the
wasn't
taste
as
was
strong.
totally different. So I had to drink Coke over there, but mainly water. I don't think I've ever tasted the orange. I'm not a fan of any of the other flavors.
There's about 20 Mountain Dew flavors. If we
Oh,
sat down
really?
and tried all 20, would you do it?
It depends on what they were.
I don't think
mean-
you would like many of them, but I think it would be a good segment.
It depends on if it's something crazy like ketchup flavored Mountain Dew.
No,
or
nothing like that.
something.
They've got like pineapple.
Pineapple was coming in my brain.
I think there's a
When
pineapple.
you were saying that, I was like, oh, I might try pineapple. I would try something like that, but I'm not going to try anything that's
Weird.
what I would consider weird, like the ketchup potato chips and things like that.
No.
Chicken and waffle potato
Luckily,
chips.
they don't make anything that wild.
No, but yeah, I would probably try them, but I won't buy them.
They have a bunch of the like Baja flavors. You know the Baja Blast from Taco Bell?
Yeah,
They try to
Aiden
make-
likes Baja Blast.
They try to make different Baja flavors. They kind of like
Oh,
to
okay.
dip into
See,
that
I
a
don't
little
pay
bit.
attention. When I said blue, I think I was thinking Baja Blast.
Yeah,
when
they
you said
they only are out for a limited time too. So you never truly know how many Mountain Dews are out in stores because they
Scavenge
switch it.
eBay.
Yeah, you can go on eBay and find the old ones too. People do that. But Coach, that's all I've got for you this week. Best of luck in the district tournament. You got it coming up on Tuesday. We'll have coverage for it also. It's good to have you back on the interview again.
Oh, thank you, Tyler.
It's no longer the Amy Hawkless show.
That's funny. It's catchy. I
The
like
Amy
it.
Hawkless show, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But Coach, appreciate you for joining us
Thank you,
again.
Tyler.
Thank you all for joining us again also. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Amy Hawk Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Green Sports Zone.